And we are live, guys. Hi, and welcome to this discussion. Very interesting one this time with my YouTube colleague here, Greg. Hi to you
Hello everyone, how you doing?
from the Greater Kill Team channel. And by the way,
Yes,
that is down below.
I'm gonna rename it because saying for the greater kill team every time is just a tongue twister. So most probably I'm gonna be like FGKT channel or something like that, something easier for me and for the viewers as well.
Yeah, just check if it's taken because if you try to type such abbreviations on YouTube, sometimes you're gonna be shocked how many things are taken.
Oh God! All
Yeah,
right.
so you have to check that. So, guys, today, and welcome to Dark in the Chat, we have this awesome topic fan 40k animations versus the Games Workshop's official animations, and how things progress through the years, basically. And we have a few to give, for example, and a few of the Games Workshop to give, for example, and of course, some details about the creators, there's the creators, sorry, themselves, and what they did and how we are super amazed and floored by their talents.
That is correct.
Yeah, so firstly, we have, of course, Astartes.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about his stories. We talked about his stories last time, and it's going to be unfair to just compare everyone to his stories, even comparing Games Workshop because they have no idea what they're doing compared to his stories. So, if you want to look at that, just check out our last video, our last discussion with Gary G. It's on my channel. This is going to be on her channel, but that was well, I would say I didn't let you speak that much, but it's fine. So Astartes is something which is totally not comparable as of today with anything fan made. What we see on YouTube, probably Death of Hope. What we're going to come to Death of Hope and what happened to that project.
Yeah,
But yeah, so there's Astartes and then there's everybody else,
yeah,
so to
pretty
speak.
much, yes. But it's just a matter of huge professionalism in terms of how Astartes is made compared to the others. Just no ground to compare them really.
Yeah, but I mean, not yet, because there are some guys out there who are pretty rising stars in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah. In a few years, I will say they will. I won't say they will probably be as good, but just as good. And the more fantastic animators we have, the better, because it will also inspire Games Workshop to do more quality, shall we say?
Yeah, we're also going to get to what they're doing now and also how it compares.
Yeah.
Which is also pretty interesting. And hi to dear Ivy and Blockage in the chat. Hi guys to you as well.
Yeah,
So
I'm not seeing the chat, so hi everybody in the chat.
okay, so we have here a death of hope to talk about since we already talked about the Astartes like you said. So death of hope 30k themed Warhammer fan made movie. Also guys saw me react to that and cover it all the way through and is by Mark Lewis Spark.
Yes.
And it's cancelled, as far as I know.
I mean, yes. I did some reading up on it on 1D4chan, and although the text is like crossed out because of it was obviously some kind of a rant from the creator, but it's some pretty heavy stuff. So, okay, little background as far as I know, this project basically caused a major life crisis to the author. I mean, to the creator,
Oh boy.
because this was interfering with his relationship, his marriage, even so his marriage plans, and he basically just got bummed out. The poor dude, and for some inexplicable reason, I've read this on my comment section as well on my new Astartes trailer because people were mentioning Death of Hope, and he got some pretty heavy flack from people,
Yeah, I know all
maybe
about it.
fans,
Yeah.
maybe from I just like I saw Death of Hope maybe 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay, next episode coming up, hopefully, can't wait, such and such. Background story, however. I didn't really pick up on this, so I don't know what happened or who was giving him negative stuff. I don't know. Do you know anything about that? Because I'm in the dark,
Well, as
to be
far as I
honest.
understand, when I did my reaction, I did also my research on it.
Yep.
There was that like huge backlash that is not perfect as Astartes, that the story was not easily understandable. Well, that was the case, but at the same time, most people did recognize that it's super awesome for what it is. I mean, we cannot expect like cohesion, like perfect cohesion, something that he had in mind and he just like expressed it like a poem rather than, make it something like a movie with a movie structure. I mean, it
Mm.
depends on what people want to see, but basically, the people that didn't like it were actually, I mean, they did like it, but they came out as, well, here's all the negative things that we actually think. And he chose, I mean, the creator, he chose to focus on that too much to the point where that really got to him. And he started really doubting himself. And it was like a big negative spin for him, and he was very disappointed by the whole thing. And he made them to be like, I mean, the videos were like unlisted or hidden or something like that on YouTube. And Major Kill even made a video and said, well, buddy, please, make them public once again because we all want to see them. And yeah, because when you see the dislikes and like ratio, it was a lot more thumbs up than down. So obviously, people appreciate for the most part, but he decided to take this very into himself, and that kind of discouraged him, unfortunately.
That is absolutely tragic to hear.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I'm just bringing it up real quick, and here's his official channel, and it's like, yeah, I need to do. I mean, here's part one with a 10-minute 19-second video, so it is up, I think so, in 4K, so that's, thank god for that. But oh my god, it's like what, this is tragic, in my
yeah.
opinion.
It
I
is
mean,
because you're a
like
creator, you're creating things, and you should not listen to the negative and
I
allow
mean, I
this to get
mean,
to you to that point. I mean, he did something that is unbelievable to every regular person that has no idea about animation, how much effort
yeah.
goes into it.
I mean, down the line, we are going to talk about a creator whose biggest inspiration is Death of Hope. So I really don't get this. I really don't get this. I mean, this was something totally different than Astartes, because it's like, okay, there's Astartes and there's everything else, but fine, it doesn't have to be like this uniform series. Everything has to be Astartes like. No, because like every creator is different.
Exactly.
But to me, this is absolutely, to all you guys who caused this, you're idiots. That's all I can say. I'm sorry to say, it's such a shame. And as far as I know, oh, by the way, excuse me, the chirping and the cooing. I have some birds in the corridor, and they're
Oh,
pretty
I don't
active
hear
right now.
anything.
Oh, that's cool.
I only hear
So
you.
that's cool. I'll try to out drown their voices. So, as far as I know, at the very end of his rant on this 1D4chan article, he said that he is going to finish the series with a episode 2 and 3, um, cutting it up into 2-minute segments. So at least I think, if it's true or not, I mean, I hope it's true, and he will provide himself with time to complete this project, because it would be a damn shame if we would just see this ending up as Lord Inquisitor, because just because of some, I'm not going to curse on your channel, but some idiot people bullying, because I mean, from what you told me, this is basically bullying a
Yeah.
creator into not finishing his work. This is, I don't even have anything else to say to this. This is sad.
Well, it was mostly like, well, you did this wrong and that doesn't look very good. And how about I mean, just all of this criticism that you can put on a movie creator that has all the resources and manpower, but not like to a single person that he just
Yeah,
did it for the first time ever.
yeah,
And it was
and for
amazing.
2 years, 2 entire years, I think the first trailer and the actual what was it, 21 minutes,
Yeah,
22 minutes,
yeah, about that.
and that took him 2 full years. And he also collaborated with chapter master Valrak with a guest voice acting, so he did some pretty cool stuff. And down the drain it goes because of some internet bullies. Fantastic. I'm not even surprised, actually. Oh my god.
Well, when you create something and you put it out there, of course, that is going to be subjugated onto a lot of criticism at some point, but you
Of
have to
course.
have faith in yourself and keep on going and keep on improving. I mean, he's going to
Yeah, I
get
mean,
better anyway if he just
of
keeps
course,
on
it's
doing
like
it.
it's already fantastic. I don't know if you will have some kind of overlay or something playing in the background. Maybe post edit some overlay
It's kind of
of
impossible
the
to happen live, but
yeah.
I can put a picture on.
For you people listening to this, open another tab, pull up Death of Hope, whatever you can find, and watch it while we're talking about it. I mean, yeah, the motions. Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. So the motion of the characters as well. The design of the characters very grim, very dark, very 30k Horus Heresy. Just absolutely loving it. The what we see here is the Mark IV Heresy armor, typically used by Alpha Legion. The duck helmet, as I like to call it, it's typical Alpha Legion. Anyway, the design of the characters, the environment, the whole demon infested ship, and oh my god, that absolutely in creepy scene with the mother and the child
Oh
fused
no.
together. Yeah,
Oh,
I always skip it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I always skip that scene because it's like, oh,
it's so
uh,
disturbing.
yeah, it's disturbing. Future father, myself, yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to look at that. So yeah, the grimness, the goriness of that half, the ultramarine, probably captain or someone cut in half, hanging from the ceiling or the
Oh,
walls, and
yeah.
the what was it called? Oh my god, the Night Lord appearing, crouching down, looking at the fighting pits, the world eaters, everything is just so cool. It's bulky. The details of the armor, as you can see, the screenshot as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There,
And
I have zero idea. I mean, these otakus who just like the adeptus nitpickers, as I like to call them, they're nitpicking stuff maybe that is like it's not even there, or it's like the hell. The dude is making a wonderful project. We should be thankful that there are things like this out there.
oh,
Not like,
yes.
oh yeah, we waited 2 years for this. Okay, let's see. It's here's what's wrong with it, and it's like,
Horrible. Horrible. That
dude,
comes
just
from people that haven't done anything in their lives. Nothing
that's
like
right.
art.
That's the most hypocrisy of this all of it all. So anyway, for those of you who have been in a coma for the past few years, Death of Hope is basically is set in the Horus Heresy era, portraying the so-called Shadow Crusade of the Word Bearers and the World Eaters, while they are basically uh, uh, burning Ultramar because they don't like Ultramarines that much. I mean, who does? And
Because I
this,
don't mind them.
uh, I
I don't really
our
mind them.
opinions differ. I hate them, and this is why I watched the Ultramarines, the movie, just yesterday.
So you can
on my
punish yourself.
Warhammer watch along, so you guys don't have to. And I had a drinking game. Oh my god, it was horrible. So yeah, and we also saw some kind of a cameo from a second edition Eldar armor as well. It was an Eldar captured on the ship. We could just barely see it. It was very archaic armor or representation of that Eldar, who was also later killed by one of the world leaders in the pits. But everything was so awesome about that, and that's why we can't have nice things
Yeah.
because of people like these. It's horrible. Let's move on.
Yeah. I just wanted to add at that moment where, the word bearers are all on their knees, and they're just like, shaking
Ah,
into
yes,
in the
the
winds.
intro.
That
Yes,
moment, yeah, it's very powerful because you know what's going on. You know how the emperor is humbling Logar and his marines, and this is
yes.
unprecedented moment in
Yeah,
general.
I was even looking at the reflection in the water, maybe to see the emperor himself, because he was basically manifested there out of thin air. So he just psychically projected himself in front of the whole legion before they just leveled their city on their home planet. I'm not really that good at 30k. What was their planet called and the city called?
Yeah,
Anyway,
Monarchia,
somebody
Monarchia.
Monarchia. Thank you. Yeah, Monarchia and Cyrene, the confessor of the later confessor of the word bearers legion, is narrating over how she is saying that God hated us and such. So that's a
I'm
this
getting the chills right now. Just
mucho gusto. That scene is absolutely awesome. And what we know up to this point, what from that leading up to the project basically in coma right now, because
mm,
we don't know, we don't have any kind of ETA on when the finishing episodes are coming, and 2-minute segments
uh,
instead of the 21 minutes we had before. I mean, the
where did
dude really
you
seems,
where
yeah.
did you see that? Where did you hear that? Because as I said, the last news was that he canceled everything, but and then he went and said that he's gonna finish them. Still.
Hold on a second. It's like um. So yeah, it was as I said, a 1D4chan article, and he has a couple of paragraphs just removed from the article itself of the 1D4chan
Do we have a
site,
date
and
when this was written? Yes.
the date of the site. I don't know if we can cache it or not. I don't really know. When was that? 2018 January.
Oh, that's old.
Sorry. It was the beginning, and the last edit to this was 2020
Ah.
October the 6th.
Oh, okay. That's new.
So
That's new.
so that's the last edit to this article. So it was somewhere in between. I think it's the latter part of 220 2020. Sorry, and it goes here saying that right, blah blah blah, and so on and so on. I just wanted to get this right for you. Yeah, passion eroded over time with people talking. I'm not going to say that word because it's your channel. I was
Okay.
not meant. It was not meant for the World Wide Web. Someone whose stupid love language is words of affiliation. He's just rambling here. Now, with zero reserve I have for myself and my own relationship for 9 years, it is really not worth it all.
Oh.
I am delaying my marriage for this damn thing. Told my partner of the plans already. She's excited to get back to life in a normal way sooner. I want that more than care stuff for ungrateful. Again, a word I'm not going to say. Begins with a D, rhymes with kicks.
Yes.
At the end of it all. And blah, blah, blah.
He's very bitter about it.
Yes. And I read it somewhere. It's crossed out, and I don't want to waste time with this. Oh, here it is. Again, closing statement. In the end, this is for my own personal health. I'm doing part 2 and 3, 2-minute shorts before it, but after that, I'm finished.
Okay, so after
So
all,
this is and when do we get it? I'm absolutely not sure. So this was the words of Mark Lewis Spark.
well, all I can say is that he should not take only the negative, because it seems like he took only the negative. The positive is overwhelmingly, I don't know if that is a word, more than the freaking negative. So
That's true.
yeah, it's all about how
Well,
you take things, you know. It's how you perceive them. So they're not as bad as you can perceive them sometimes. And if you focus on the negative, then it's gonna be negative, of course. That's how he's gonna see it. Well, if he finishes it, we're gonna be all the more happy for it.
yeah. So we are going to be much happier than this because we have so many failed projects. Some of them we not even know. So we just see some kind of couple of seconds of footage, and then we never hear from the creators again. So yeah, we're hoping. That's all we can do.
Indeed. Okay, let's move on to the other. So after Death of Hope, we have to talk about Helsreach, which
Oh yeah,
is super awesome. One of the most unique animated fan movies, and
indeed.
as I watched it, I was so surprised how it got better and better in quality, and the image got, colored, and then got more detailed and more, smooth and less
From
like a drawing.
episode 7, it got colored, I think. But yeah, that what you're saying, and you know what the weird thing is, people were complaining about, hey, why did you make it so smooth and 3D? We want the shitty and Ed and Eddie animation with the outlines shaking. So people were demanding to bring back the classical animation style of the first couple of episodes. So
Oh, I don't get that, because I was very pleased, me
me
personally.
too. Me too. It was very good. The wait time was between episodes was I would say quarter year maybe. So it wasn't that horrible like with Astartes when you have to wait like 8 or 9 months to just have 2 minutes of footage.
Yes.
Yeah, but the resources of the man, who is by the way Richard Boylan, a very very nice guy, Canadian gentleman, ex-military, and he adopted this series. Basically, I listened to the audiobook of Aaron Dembski Bowden's Helsreach book. Basically, it's a adapted story, animated. I think it's 10 out of 10. I cannot tell you how many times I just put in the supercut of what he did of the first 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, I had 10 episodes after the 11th. You can watch
Yes,
yourself.
and it's already with fixed sounds and sound effects. He redid it, so things are smooth. The music, especially at the end, is a little bit different. But I just put it on and paint miniatures or assemble stuff. It is. I can cry over it. How good it is.
I did cry it on stream. So that's yeah. When I
Yeah,
was
that.
when I saw the
Let me
last
guess.
episode.
Let me guess. The finale.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
like,
god.
okay, you don't see this, right? Don't buy
Yeah.
me. Don't buy me. I'm fine.
I mean, even men cry when seeing this. I mean, Very, very good. I mean, this was pre-Astartes. So we didn't have Astartes at the time. This came out, I think, more than 2 years ago.
2018.
2018. Maybe because if I check the timestamps, let me just do some bootleg research here. Helsreach episode 1. So that came out. So volume 1, the supercut, came out 2 years ago, according to YouTube. And Helsreach Part 1 Prologue came out 3 years ago.
Oh.
So this is at least 1 year earlier than Astartes. And I don't know if we can have something, or you can do your little overlay magic to bring up some Helsreach thingies.
Okay.
Just to have some visuals on it. So while you do that, let me just blabber on about Helsreach and some facts for you there. So Richard Boylan was I don't really know, because I caught one of his live streams, because he just randomly live streams in the middle of the night when he was doing the project. And he was, I think, a game designer or visual designer or something with EA Games. And he was working on the Mass Effect, the ill-fated Mass Effect Andromeda series. I don't know which part was he actually involved in. Anyway, the game was a massive disaster when it comes to
the
visuals.
latest Mass Effect. Oh yes.
The Andromeda. So
Yeah.
I just watched like supercut reels of it, like the whole thing just falling apart. It's so funny. But yeah. Oh, here we go.
My face is tired. A line from Mass Effect. Oh. I also put one into our overlay by mistake, so we have actually 2 pictures at the moment.
It's fine. It's fine. So our main hero here is called Merrick Grimaldus. He is a recently elevated chaplain to Reclusiarch rank of the Eternal Crusader, which is the mobile fortress monastery battleship of the Black Templars Legion. My apologies, chapter, because this is 40k now.
Yeah.
So, who are, of course, who doesn't know, are the successors of the Imperial Fists. They are the more cuckoo Imperial Fists.
More dogmatic, more... Yeah,
let's call them that. So they are the absolutely insanely zealous, almost like religious fanatics, just times 1,000. And this is why I'm very surprised when Yvraine resurrected Guilliman. They were like a couple of meters away from Yvraine, and the Black Templars did nothing. Okay, it's a topic for another day. Anyway, their hatred for Xenos is legendary, of course, and Merrick Grimaldus' master, Mordred, was recently killed by the arch enemy, which is the Chaos forces. And Helbrecht, the High Marshal, basically chapter master of the Black Templars, wants to test him by assigning him as the leader of the handful of Astartes assigned to the hive city of Helsreach, because they are deploying over 900 Astartes, which is almost their entire chapter. But because the Black Templars are a fleet-based chapter and they don't really care about Guilliman's little book, they don't really keep themselves to 1,000 Astartes. So they have at least double, let's say. And the story unfolds. Gaskell is coming to take revenge of the second war, which is, they say it's the first, because the first war nobody talks about because it was chaos, and we don't talk about chaos. as far as the imperial citizens go, and the story, of course, our favorite commissar Yarek is there, Sebastian Yarek, and my personal favorite, Andre, the stormtrooper. He's an absolute beast of a man. I just love Andre, and since Helsreach and up to Astartes, Helsreach was the go-to animation for me. I can rewatch it. I think I watched it. I think at least 50 or 60 times
Wow.
since it came out. The voice acting, you can just crucify me because I will not, right off the top of my head, I will not know the name of who is acting the voices
Well,
of the character.
they're from the audiobook. I think that the same people also do the other Warhammer books, or at least most of them.
Yes, and it's one of the big voices out there. Jonathan Keeble, I think. Jonathan Keeble done the voice acting because he does all the voices for all the characters in Helsreach, and his voice is absolutely amazing. And how different types of voices he can do.
Oh yes, it's amazing. Actually, I'm very impressed because now I'm turning back my film, so to speak, in my head, and when I remember how the Astartes were talking to each other, and they did sounded like different guys.
Yes,
Very interesting.
and it's to say from Andre to Grimaldus to Helbrecht to the various commissars, everything is Jonathan Keeble. And the music as well that he put under it. It's this very scene which is now on the screen. It's like I will never forget. Each time I start the video, it's like, oh my god.
It was amazing monologue about how he's gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Yes,
on this world.
yes. I'm gonna die on this world. I'm gonna die on Armageddon. It's like, ooh, that's so good. It's absolutely awesome.
Actually, that confused me at the beginning because it's called Helsreach, but he said he's gonna die on Armageddon. I'm like, Armageddon and Helsreach are like close.
Yeah, it's like Hive City on Armageddon.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes all the sense. Okay.
It's Hades Hive is where Gaskul got his ass kicked last time, and that's why he destroys that city first with that giant asteroid. That's why he's not even, because orc boys like to fight, but they said that screw this, we're just gonna bombard the city because we're pissed.
Yeah, because we are insecure babies with emotional issues.
The biggest orc around, and he cannot even go down and take care of business himself. Anyway.
So we can also touch upon, by the way, the other project of Richard, which is the Amazing Guardsmen. That is actually live action, not animation, but it's one of the big projects.
Correct. So he never asks for money. So Richard Boylan never asks for money. Only one time he just he says that never send money. If you do happen to send money, he's gonna buy beer, and just because we're gonna talk about Lord Inquisitor as well in a few minutes. But accepting money for a GW project that can raise some eyebrows at GW, and you're so you will be susceptible for a cease and desist, and then maybe some legal actions. Anyway, he asked for money to complete his this Guardsmen live action project, which was, he basically got a studio available to him for a day, and he raised, I think, over $10,000 to make this happen.
It's actually made for 7,000.
7,000. Oh, maybe that was his stretch goal. And
that is what I got.
I remember.
From, the guy himself, the awesome Terry, who I interviewed the other day, and he told me all about the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
And how he was you know, how he was transporting the huge Astartes costume, you know, on the plane, and how he got to Hollywood, how they filmed it, how hard it was, everything, the heat,
Yeah.
the scripts that they changed a few times, and the fact that they actually want to make a sequel, and Richard just waits for you know, Games Workshop's blessing, and he's gonna pay for it once again.
Ah, yes, because now he has an NDA with Games Workshop because of the Angels of Death.
Yeah, he's working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was okay for me because um, for me the that Dark Angel successor armor, which I think it was Angels of Vengeance.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
Angels
okay,
of Vengeance.
okay. I hate them because they're heretics. Basically, they're closet heretics, Dark Angels. So I think Angels of Vengeance armor with the Power Fist. I mean, it was okay. I had one criticism of that, and that's why I was like, meh. Is that it was actually, I got to know that it was a cosplayer who did this armor.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
it
what
was a
I saw.
cosplay armor because I didn't really do any kind of research about it. It was a one-time thing for me. But the power pack was too small, and it didn't really come up to the middle of the helmet, because normally standard power packs, at least Mark 7, the middle part of the power pack comes up to the middle of the Astartes helm.
Are you sure
Or
about
maybe, I mean,
that?
maybe above. Yeah, when they were doing a full frontal of the armor, you couldn't see the backpack because it was too low on the back.
Because
Yeah,
I took a lot of screenshots of it, and I remember when he was walking, that was like behind him, you know, like this.
yeah, yeah. But it didn't come up to his head, so it wasn't visible for me. I
Mm.
mean, that was one of my negatives, but
Oh, I know what you mean now. Yeah, I see it.
yeah, as the Astartes backpack, the power pack was a little bit lower than expected, and it looks like he doesn't even have a power pack on.
Well, he's
And
like from the front, yeah, or from the side, you can see it.
yeah, you can see it, but I mean, like, look at Grimaldus here on the screen. Yeah, I mean, his power pack is over his head, so that's the silhouette of the Astartes without the power pack. It was like a little bit meh for me, but I know I looked at the behind the scenes footage. It was amazing job what they did. The flak armor of the Guardsmen. The I don't know if the last gun, your standard issue last gun, can fire that rapidly, but okay, whatever.
Well, that is
Uh,
in post production, you know. The original weapon is once again one that Terry did himself. So he did
yes.
everything. He was the
Mhm.
Astartes side. He did the costume. I mean, the Astartes
Yeah.
costume,
I
the
mean,
Guardsmen
I mean, no
costume.
offense. Look at this armor. This is very good. Uh, the helmet, the iconography, the little nuts, and this is a very heavy suit, so as well. But if you look at it, where's the power pack? So that was the main thing for me that I said, yeah, okay, it's
Well,
good.
that was his first costume like this, by the
Yes,
way.
yes. I mean, yeah. Besides that, everything is fine. The CGI gaunts, which are attacking the guardsmen, and the power fist animation as well, good. And of course, my favorite line, which I always like to take out of context, that
The Emperor
the
protects.
yeah, no. That's take up your weapon, guardsmen.
I am.
And I always add it before the loyalists get here. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what you are, you filthy heretic. Anyway,
Well, he said that they picked up this chapter because they're like in the middle, not really sure which side they're hailed from or something like this, and they don't have enough information about them.
yeah, I mean, like they always say Alpha Legion is chaos. Well, nah, these guys here, Dark Angels. Anyway, but that's just me. all the Dark Angels fans out there.
Okay, what is interesting for the audience as well is that we may actually get a full-on Guardsmen movie, at least longer than this, like a continuation, if there wasn't for the world situation right now. So that's one fact. Other than
I
that,
would I would like to see it. Yeah, it would be something like Eisenhorn. So I don't know what Eisenhorn, the Eisenhorn series is going to be, or when is it going to be finished, if it's ever gets finished.
well,
Uh,
it still
yeah.
counts on the way, by the way.
Oh, sorry,
And
what?
it still counts that it's on the way. I mean, I haven't
Yeah,
heard if
yeah,
it's canceled or anything like that.
yeah.
So
We haven't heard that it's canceled, so we can hope. Outstanding performance, of course, with this fan stuff. It's certainly on the higher tier stuff that's out there. So live action or fan animation, and as we mentioned before, Richard was doing his Helsreach with the Xbox Kinect motion capture unit. And
awesome.
also very fun facts that he stole something from Bethesda.
Really?
Yes, because hawk-eyed Easter egg hunters can recognize the Storm Herald's Titan pilot as being whose name is... Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, crucify me. I'm going to look it up. But the model itself is Granny Rags from the first Dishonored game.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, if you Google it right now, Granny Rags, and pull up the Titan pilot of the Storm Herald from Helsreach, as far as Richard portrayed it, you will see that it is the exact 3D model of Granny Rags from Dishonored.
So I just type in Granny Rex and what else?
Granny Rags, Dishonored character, or something like that. So it's like, I'm bringing up Google right now. It's like,
Yeah, I see her, but I have
Granny
to know what
Rags.
he did so I can compare.
And here we go, in game. So I can see now an in game image of her. Here's a little help for you.
No,
And
I see it.
yeah, and if you bring up the Helsreach Titan pilot,
Oh, I get it. Totally get it. Yes.
the
Yeah.
Princeps.
Yeah.
Princeps Majoris Mencion. Here, there you go. I don't even need Google for it. So Princess Majoris Mencion, as model, is basically Granny Rags. So he just took the 3D model from that game, Bethesda's game, and shamelessly applied it. I think it's awesome either way.
Yeah.
And the voice of Mencion was his wife.
Yeah. That too. It's pretty interesting.
Yes, and because she is either not Canadian or not American, I think she is South American. Because of the language difficulties, they had to retake it so many times that the wife got frustrated, and is just like, just leave me with this whole thing. And Richard had to convince him to no, just keep doing it. We're almost done.
Oh, this is awesome.
So yeah, and of course the book is much longer, so it's extremely long, and it's a very, very good read. So I recommend to all of you to read it. And we got for 13 episodes of it, and the last episode is hour long, maybe
40 minutes, maybe
40 minutes, something like that.
Pretty sure now,
It's absolutely the top of the tier. And for the last couple of minutes, he actually returns to the first episode's visual style, just like we see. So it's just a roller coaster ride of visual and storytelling and everything. And of course, chapter master Valrak pops his head up once again, being the Stormhawk pilot. The flying brick that doesn't supposed to fly according to real world physics that Astartes explained. Pilot, he was the voice actor for the Tech Marine driving that plane,
Oh yeah,
piloting the plane.
that was pretty good performance as well,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Well, okay, so we have to get through these animations faster because otherwise
Yes.
we're gonna be here all
Yes.
night.
Yes,
So,
yeah, that's good. That's true. So, Lord Inquisitor next.
Yeah. By
Um,
Erasmus Brosado? Not
Brosado, yes. Let's call him Brosado. I'm unsure of the nationality of the gentleman, but it was an absolutely promising thing. Firstly, with the Grey Knight animation, the We Are the Hammer.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like a minute something long. We can see the whole suit up of it, and then there was this much longer 9 minutes, I believe, 9-minute animation of a Imperial Fist parade with the Lord Inquisitor, I think Cortez, being paraded around the streets of some part of the Imperial Palace, maybe, or outside, and the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor with a Death Cult assassin plus a requisition guardsman are just doing some BDSM sadistic stuff to a High Lord, or not High Lord, sorry, some kind of a Lord of Terra who is being corrupted. And we don't get to see much of the story there. So
yeah, it's pretty much very, very impressive how it looks in terms of graphics, because that's not even that new, but it looks something like a next gen game that you can say that it's next gen now.
Yes.
There's some depth of field things that I personally saw, like when you see the Imperial Fist marching and you see the Imperial Guard in front of them, you see that there's no like realistic space between them. It's like they're paced on the street. The Imperial Guard is just paced.
Yes. Yeah, everything is just copy pasted, but it still looks absolutely awesome.
Yeah, the textures of the materials, the armor, everything looks amazing.
Yes, everybody likes Mark 7 armor because I think it's the most common 3D model out there. So yeah, and they basically just torture and kill this couple of 100-year-old dude on the balcony watching the parade. And that was it. Unfortunately, as far as I know, this was also a one-man project, so no real multifaceted stuff going on, and there were some financial problems of the Lord Inquisitor project because the dude wasn't allowed to make money of the Lord Inquisitor. GW did not endorse it, so no official sources from there. Unlike Richard Boylan, who is now doing the Angels of Death animation series, which I believe it's a step back from Helsreach, but anyway.
Oh, we're going to talk about that just when we get to the comparison.
Yeah. Anyway, so spoilers, and apart from that, he's not allowed to make money, as I say. That's why it was just abandoned right then and there, and it's official. So Lord Inquisitor is done.
Yeah, it's been done for years now.
Yes.
Basically, but it was amazing attempt for sure.
Absolutely.
Just know
the music as well. The music was awesome. The same composition. Sorry, what's the word?
Composer.
Composer. Thank you very much. So the same composer did the music who did Ultramarines, the movie. Adam Harvey did the music for that. So they had some big guns on the project, but unfortunately, it went down the gutter.
Well, I think that times will change, and Games Workshop's gonna start supporting these creators because their creations are unbelievable, and it's like no brainer not to support them. Obviously, people want this, want to see it. It has great potential, to say the least, and yeah, the demand is crazy.
Yes.
So no brainer.
Yep.
Okay, so next we have the Sodas animations that started to get
Yeah.
more and more popular in just
Yeah.
the recent few weeks now because he released one of the best animations that we ever seen. You can say. I mean, I just love this. This is epic. It
Yeah.
has a heart. It has so much dynamic action. His animations improve. I mean, yesterday I
And
covered his previous animations, which was the Black Templars versus
yes.
the Orcs, and you can see
Yes.
how he progressed, and it's really awesome.
Absolutely. And there's no real dialogue here as well. So as you can see in Astartes as well, no dialogue, still awesome. And the same goes here as well. Sodas is, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Sodas is, if I'm not mistaken, South Korean. So he's a
Yeah.
South Korean gentleman. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I think this is a Unity engine which he is using for his graphical work. Eerily similar because he has some self-made Doom Eternal animation as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
previously.
yeah, I think it's Unity. I'm not really into graphics, but I think the Unity engine is used here, and very very I think he is also like he is actively asking people to support him on Patreon because if he gets enough finance, he's going to do more of this. So this is again a one man project.
One man
Uh,
show.
exactly. This is a returning theme with these fan animations, by the way. And firstly, it was some Ultramarines marching, so he began with Ultramarines, I think, and
Yeah.
then he went on. So Ultramarines versus Death Guard. There's a small segment on that, and now we had this wonderful recent video of Imperial Fists versus some Iron Warriors,
Yeah.
and
Siege
I
versus Fortify.
exactly the good old drudge match between the two. I mean, this one Legion and this chapter, and and yeah, the opening scene, I see you react to it as well because you did a number on this piece as well. The opening scenes, I mean, I think his resources are limited, or he just wanted to crank it out as fast as possible. But it's very similar to Terminator 2. The opening, the sound effects,
Oh yeah, but
the
I love
pulse,
them.
yeah, the sound of the pulse rifles of the Terminator movies. Uh, I thought that this is going to be a bigger scale of a siege, so not much is going on outside the fortress they are defending because I expected much more of a firefight, not just your random trails of tracer rounds and bolter rounds. But other than that, we can see the Mark III armor of the Iron Warriors, the classic Iron Warrior, uh, this slab knight grill armor, and of course your standard copy paste Mark VII armor of the Imperial Fists. However, there is a Mark VI Corvus helmet, so I'm always very happy to see beaky helmets being shown, and
Picky
of course
helmets.
your tactical shield and whatnot of the Imperial Fist, and we see a dreadnought. So we see a Chaos dreadnought as well,
No, that was pretty
which
impressive what he did and
yes,
all of that. But uh, you know, I understand where you're coming from in terms of how you want to view it. I mean, it's not obviously it's amazing in terms of technical expertise, how it looks and everything, but the way that he started it with all of these trails of shoots, I mean, of lasers and all of that, I think that he just was painting the picture how it looks outside, you know?
Yeah, of course. But this is just my nitpickers coming out. So yeah. And another thing that his guardsmen are firing solid bullet shells, so they are not firing glass guns. They are using machine guns, which was a little bit odd, but anyway, whatever works. Other than that, I love it. So can't wait for more.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, when I saw his previous work yesterday, I was like, oh, so he just wants to specialize in terms of battles because he's just very good at doing those battles, very dynamic. Is how to say this? I mean, it has some kind of a scale to the battle, but at the same time, it's like more intimate. The camera is close to
Yes.
everybody, and then when he needs to show something from afar, then he like pans out and you see what's going on.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting style, and every creator of any kind, like for instance, I draw and paint, it's just one of my things. When I try to recreate something, I just have this very specific idea, and I just want to create, let's say, an Astarte in the middle of nowhere. That's gonna be it. If I had the other specific idea that's gonna include a mountain or something else, I'm gonna include the mountain. But when you have like this focus for something, you're just gonna create that, and it's gonna be like in its own bubble. So that's how I see
Mm.
it, when he approaches his animations. He has this idea in a bubble, and he just creates that to the best of his
Yeah.
ability. And he's getting better.
Yeah. He is. He is. I mean, the badassery is self evident there. As you can see, the gunship is just ramming through that hole that they blasted out, and as soon as the ram just drops, the ram drops, and you can see the Iron Warrior just like, click, cocks up the bolter and just starts running. That was awesome. And then the closing scene as well, when the last, I would say, heraldry is and ornaments is missing, but I will say it's either a Imperial Fifth Sergeant or at least a captain with the cape, with the Thunderhammer, and he's standing in the defeated dreadnought, and he's covering his face with his arm, and the bolter shells just bounce off the armor. Very, very, very good. Very, very good. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And those are the little things. Even if some things are missing, those are the little things that can get me hooked. And I wish all the best to this dude. Many, many, many more patrons that he has, and he needs to make more because we love it and
Yeah,
we
just
need to
getting
see.
more awesome and more awesome, and
Yes,
you can see how he has so many ideas and how he implements them. It's just very cool. Like you said, the little details are
yes,
thoughtful. He put some thought into all of those things, so
yes.
he presents them awesome. Now we have to talk
And
about.
of course, just a quick movement, a quick moment more that these. Oh, sorry. Never mind. I just trailed off for a moment. So yes, go, because time is of the essence.
Yes, so we have Fate.
We have faith. Yes,
Yeah, one of the most recent animations by Gabriel Cristiane, if I'm
yes.
telling
Is
his
it?
name right.
Yes, that you are saying correctly. Yes.
So he's the guy that got inspired by Death of Hope.
I'm sorry, I missed you there because it was a
He's the guy
small
that
glitch.
was inspired by Death of Hope to create
Yes,
this animation.
yes, that is correct.
Yes, it took 10 months to make, and he
Yes,
started to learn 3 years ago.
yes. So the dude basically did this after studying 3D animation for 3 years. In my lifetime, I couldn't put together something like this here. I was like, I interviewed this guy on Facebook after watching his video, and he's a 30-year-old man from the Czech Republic. I almost met him this year in February in the Prague Open when I was playing Kill Team, and he's a big 40k player. So he just got some shenanigans going on, and he couldn't make it, unfortunately. And as you said, this took 10 months. So it's again very, very good in terms of design. And what you can see here, the amount of detail on this Emperor's Champion of the Black Templars again. So there are a lot of fan animations going on with lots of Black Templars. I don't know, maybe these people visit the same Discord server or something. Or I don't know what's up with Black Templars. Everybody's doing Black Templars these days. But
Fans.
yeah, and I mean, yes, it. You can see that the dude is at the beginning of his animation career, but it's 12 minutes and something seconds, maybe almost close to 13 minutes. It's your classic word bearers versus Black Templars. They are just storming some kind of a sanctum there, and basically it's the Templars' last stand.
Yeah.
And the fluency of the motion is surprisingly good, because when you remember the early Clone Wars animations with LucasArts did, I trained with the it's actually a historical European martial arts trainer who is fighting with the longsword. I used to train with that dude in Finland, and his name is Guy Windsor, and he was the choreography and combat advisor to Lucasfilm for the Clone Wars, the early Clone Wars 3D episodes. So not the Gedi Tartakovsky, the more recent ones. And I gotta say that Faith has a more fluent combat than the Clone Wars episodes from Lucasfilm. So
It's possible.
my hat is coming off for this young gentleman, and he is using a German two-handed sword here as the power sword of the Emperor's Champion, and so there are lots of very good knightly symbols, so chivalric symbols of this. I liked it very much. My only negative comment on this is the aspiring champions, the chaos aspiring champions mouth, how it moves. But okay, it's chaos. It's gonna be random shit. So
Could be could be whatever, really.
yeah, mutation or something. I mean, the other guys have
Yeah.
two cables coming out of his eyeballs. So who am I to judge?
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, ah! Basically, what is this? And then I was like, oh, it's chaos, Gary. Ah, okay, it's
Yeah, okay.
horrible. Yeah, that's
Just
what
have
it's
to let it go.
supposed to be.
It's called Tuesday for the word bearers. So
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
yeah.
But okay, so let me tell you
So
my, overall impressions. Also
yes,
covered it, but still, I was extremely impressed, first of all, by the graphics because
yeah,
everything looked amazing. I mean, metal looks like metal, textures
yeah,
of the armor, and when you have painted white metal, it still looks like painted white metal, and it just awesome. There are so many close-ups of the sword as well, and of the overall armor. So that was, of course, visually first thing that impressed me, and then the whole thing, how it went as a narrative and how they fought. That you can see that there's like a bit of a disconnect here because the animation is not up to par to the quality of the visuals. But of course, overall, that's not my criticism at all because I'm just
yeah.
stating things that I observed. So it's like observation, but I would not dream to ever criticize the guy, like, ever. I'm just saying that that is the impression and what I saw. But as an animation, I really, really loved it because it presented this very, once again, captured moment in a battle between the Black Templars and the Chaos Marines, and the
Yes,
two belief systems clashing together
yeah,
and creating this contrast. And that was pretty emotional to witness because you can see the dedication of the Black Templar and how he was given this power, so he can continue fighting just because of his faith, and that faith
yes,
at the end turned out to be stronger than whatever the Chaos Marines hat also as faith or as belief or whatever. I mean, their bitterness and evilness, so to speak, or their dedication to chaos was not as strong as the one that the Templars had. So that was pretty strong, and it meant a lot of things. You can dig into it and think about those moments and what they mean. So it's one of the deeper animations in that kind of a way, because you can just start to draw things from it and be like, oh, okay, this means this, and look at what happened, and his eye, just glue, yeah, started to glow with light, and it was okay. We are getting to some really paranormal power wise, just interesting stuff altogether. So yeah, for me that was kind of what makes this different than the other animations, and it has its unique taste and style to it.
Yeah, definitely. I just absolutely love the direct quotations of the Emperor's Creed, the Astartes Creed at the end. So, what is our duty? To serve the Emperor's will. What is the Emperor's will? That we fight and die. What is death? Death is our duty. So at the very end, repeating that until he actually dies, that was my okay. Have a like, sir. That was awesome. That
Goosebumps.
moment was very, very good. Of course, we can see the some language limitations, some words missing here and there. Um, Running against the wall, doing a Prince of Persia style wall run, then jump back into the fight, kind of. It was like, yeah, whatever that. But that final moment just saves the whole thing for me. And of course, this is just going to get better, and that's the best thing about it. These animations are just going to get better and better and better with time.
Yeah, and because when you perceive something, like for instance, when you perceive, for instance, 40k, I mean, and you read the books, and you just imagine how things are, you just imagine how things work, and you imagine how the Astartes would move and fight, and every creator that can make something visually, so they can present how that would look, is just their vision of it, how they
Yeah,
see it, and the technical limitation of how you can actually do it on animation or on film. So those are two
yeah.
different things. They can perceive it to be like it was meant in the books, whatever that is, and then they can show it in a different way just because technically they cannot show it in the way that they actually want to,
I
or
mean,
in the way that they
yeah.
understand it. So whatever
I mean,
they
it's
did
not it's
was
not like the Astartes cannot run on the wall, then jump back for it to just slice you in two. So it's not like they're physically incapable of doing it. I never saw that before.
well,
Okay,
yeah, you have to keep an open mind, because it's part
true,
of the interpretation and technological limitations
true.
yeah, after all. Now, we have one thing that we missed, by the way. So I'm just gonna mention this animation. It's like an
Yes,
honorable
please.
mention. Real quick, just gonna bring the shot. This is something that we cannot forget, actually, because it's once again one of the recent ones and one of the most awesome. And it's
Ah, yes.
this.
Ah, yes. I think it's from the Primaris Black Templars, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. It's
Primaris.
a yes, Primaris, Russian gentleman named Alexander, if I'm not mistaken, from Moscow. And yeah, the recent animation again, Black Templars.
Yeah,
still
again.
better than still better than Ultramarines. Anyway,
This time
yeah,
Primaris. No.
yes, this time Primaris. Not many Primaris animations out there, by the way.
Mm,
So
I don't think I know any except this.
I mean, from the unofficial side, of course,
Hmm.
and this was the
The
this a
newest.
totally different style, kind of leaning towards Death of Hope, but a little bit more clean and shiny,
Oh, it's
I would say.
advanced. This is actually, I personally categorize this as next to Astartes in terms of quality of visuals.
Yes,
In a way, it's going towards more the photorealism, because amazing metal once again,
yes,
perfect fluidity of every motion, and that goes for the weapon, that goes for him, that goes for that other Astarte in the Terminator armor that just
Oh,
rose
the
with the
Terminator.
weapon,
Oh my God.
and you
His name
can
is
see how
Alexander
heavy
Pannon, by the
he
way.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing. And then they're coming out of the ship, how they step, the tank, everything was
yeah,
just such a detail, like a like a video game cutscene on the highest
yeah.
level. That is the
It's
analogy that I can make.
yes, and all the little. I'm watching it right now. All the little details are there. So the weapons chained to their hands, not to lose it. The helm design, so the classic Indomitus pattern Terminator armor, the Land Raider, and because this is, I think it's a chaplain because it has the skull helmet on. Everything is just like the next gen video game animation, just like a
Yes,
cutscene from a game.
absolutely. Yeah.
Um, yeah, shout out to this dude. I also wanna ask him a few questions if he has the time later on. Very very good.
Yeah, absolutely. So his first animation was amazing as well. And I also watched how he did it with the 3D software. It was how the columns were made. You can see the depth of field, and then over that it just becomes. I mean, you see first it's a graphic, then it's how, let's say, the skin, then the clothes. Oh, I just awesome. But he brought it up a notch with this. This is just the best that I've ever seen so far.
Yeah, I'm so envious of these people. Anyway,
No, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's one thing to do it when you actually see it finished. When you did something, and when you see it finished, you're like so happy you can't even say how much. But while you're doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, so many things that I have to not do to I can do this, and yeah, it's a process.
well, yeah, and these are the people who continue doing it because we had, like previously mentioned, people who did absolutely stellar work and just burnt out and lost motivation. We almost had Syama Pedersen burn out totally, but after a couple of months of recuperation, he just got back to it and he's doing it again. So yeah, double thumbs up to this dude. It's fantastic work.
Absolutely. So, really quickly, then, last section of our stream
Yes.
here, guys, is of course to make a comparison between what we have from Games Workshop as animations and what the fans did. So, we already established what the fans did, and now what are Game Workshop doing in terms of animation? First, I'm gonna just start by saying that the best of what I personally have seen are mostly cutscenes from the games that are, yeah, cutscenes from the strategy games, the Space Marine game. I did 40k tribute combination between Games Workshop and the fan animation just a few days ago. 1 minute if you haven't seen it. It's pretty epic. Yeah, I mean, it
I'm
turned
gonna check
out
it
really,
out.
yeah, really well. And what I decided to include personally in this are just mostly the highest quality from Games Workshop, which I personally really like. And of course, the highest quality, what I could put into 1 minute, from the fan animations. But what I gathered, from Games Workshop were mostly older things that are now really dated graphics. We do have the Night Edition trailer, which is very recent, and that is absolutely the best, unless there's something that I haven't seen. But that is the best to me. It's amazing in every way. And we do have this, I think it's from one of the strategy games where you see this Blood Angel, I think, Marine that looks up to the statue of the Emperor. That's just amazing. And
Yes,
that
that's
is,
the Dawn of War 3.
oh, okay. And that's super old, as far as I know. But the animation is like today, especially his facial animation and how he makes this grimace look towards the statue or towards the sky, let's
That's
say.
I would say it's not that old. It's a couple of years older. So that's that when Dawn of War 1. That's old. That's when the Blood Ravens and the Orcs are at each other. That's old. There's the Dawn of War 3. What you were saying, that when they are looking up and they are kneeling in front of the giant statue of the Emperor. That's the Dawn of War 3. That's I would say recent, kind of recent.
Let me check. Dawn of War 3.
I would say 2, maybe 3 years back.
Yeah,
Right before.
2017. Okay. So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
it's not that old at all. Okay.
Yeah, the first one, what you were talking about, that's old. So the Dawn of War 1. Anyway,
yeah. So comparing the two, fans win overall.
I mean, let's not talk about the POS film that is Ultramarines because it's not even worthy of being mentioned. It's 10 years old, but come on, we had Final Fantasy, I think the Warrior Spirit or Spirit Within, or I don't know what was the subtitle. That's even older.
That's 2001.
So you have that, and you have Ultramarines. So I'm canceling the discussion about Ultramarines. They have no excuse whatsoever.
Yeah, that looks like Action Man. Actually worse than Action Man. There was a
like StarCraft. Even it looks like StarCraft 1 graphics actually.
Oh, when you compare it to a game, yeah, I'm talking about the animation Action Man TV series.
Yes. Oh, I never watched that. But I'm gonna look it up as reference.
It's good. It's good. It has this old graphics. It was one of the rarest 3D animations back in the 2000 and something. And there's also Beast Wars, which was amazing for its time, but now it looks like PS2 graphics. Actually, Beowulf as a movie was good also for its time, but now everything beats Beowulf. Whatever you can mention, everything is better than Beowulf. And every video game cutscene basically is better than Beowulf.
Well, yeah. When it comes, as you said before, the 9th edition release trailer is, I think, now the best thing that officially came out of Games Workshop as of today.
Absolutely.
Kind of reminds me of your standard League of Legends animation quality from Riot Games. Yeah. That's what got me banned from the Facebook Warhammer community.
Really?
Page. Yeah, they banned me for life.
What happened?
I mentioned. I just said that. I have my grudge with Games Workshop, so I don't know if it's some kind of a run up to a summary ban or something. But I happened to mention that this looks like a League of Legends trailer, and it's like, boom, that's it. That was my career on my Warhammer Facebook page. Got banned immediately.
Well, I mean, the comparison, it's fair. I don't know why would you be banned for this.
I don't know. I was crying a lot about them abandoning Kill Team, so might be somebody had my name on a sticky note on a monitor and say, "Oh, there you go." Right-click ban. Anyway. I seen it a couple of dozen times after that, and I would say, okay, it's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, Valrak is drooling all over it, but he's drooling over everything nowadays. Yeah, there's nothing that wrong with the 9th edition. Trailer being the highest quality item on our list today when it comes to the official stuff.
Yeah. When it comes to official stuff, quality-wise, in terms of animation and the quality of the images you can see here, and the Sisters of Battle, because they're actually what you can judge upon based on their face, of her face, like the one in particular. It's just awesome. I mean, you cannot say anything about that. Just amazing.
The details is very. I mean, I like League of Legends trailer animations as well. So very detailed, I would say. less gory than I expected, but this is marketing stuff, so I think that's why it was just like PG 13, 16, or maybe,
Well,
I don't
they're
know.
fighting the Necrons. I mean, and and actually
Yeah,
butchering them. And so, I mean, if you are a Necron, you're not think this way. You'll be like, oh my gosh, this guy's ribcage was split in two. So it's pretty gory if you're a
by
Necron.
a chainsword. So little logic went out the window there. But anyway, there was a sister who was brutalized basically by the Scorpec Lord's leg.
Oh, that
One of these.
too. She was
Yes. Now
impaled.
that
Like,
was just like, why haven't we seen this at the entirety of the trailer? But the disintegration of those guardsmen were A class
yeah, instant
as
death,
well. Basically,
unfortunately.
they portrayed it very well how the Gauss rifles work. The atomizers basically were very, very good. I see the Angels of Death snippet as well. This is what we said, Richard Boylan's next upcoming project. He is not allowed to say anything about this, no
Well, at
matter
least
how
it's in
hard
the
we ask him
works.
out.
Yeah, at least it's in the works.
Yes, this is a very, very rare occasion when a fan animator got endorsed by the official Games Workshop machine and got picked up by Games Workshop. Unfortunately, limitations come with it, so he got a whole team to do his project. And my negative thoughts about this is that he got financed, he got this whole apparatus behind his back, and despite the fact we get this. So I don't know if you watched. I mean, I know you watched it because I've seen that you have covered it on your channel. But compared to Helsreach when he was doing this alone, the only thing that changed that he gets to get this done in a shorter amount of time. Quality wise, not really sure. From what I've seen from Angels of Death, I would say it's a maybe 2 steps forward from Helsreach. But other than that, I would say I'm not convinced yet.
Well, we should, think about it this way. When he is finally picked up by a particular studio, they will have their vision and they're just going to tell him like, okay, we have this in mind, like it's gonna be black and white and it's gonna turn in color at some point. And what do you think about it? And he's gonna say what? And then they're just gonna meet in the middle if they have different opinions. At the end of the day, I mean, it's not all up to him. That's what, that's what we have to have in mind. Then we haven't seen it. Now, my personal
Yes.
thing that I didn't like about the trailer or trailers is the talking. The talking was, I mean, the
Oh
lips
yes, the
moving. That
voice
was
acting
just not only the voice acting.
and
I
the
mean,
dialogue.
the physical representation of how the lips moved was very low budget, like the fans animations, like in Hell's Reach. All the characters talk, and it's not. Sometimes it's very good, sometimes it's not. It's just horrible. It's just like mouth doing this. And that's
Yeah.
how the characters there looked like talking. So I was like, okay, this looks horrible. I mean, I thought that this is fan made before I knew that it was not. So
And you didn't think that there's a multi-million pound company behind this dude doing this.
absolutely not, absolutely not. But other scenes are very good. I just put one on top of our heads right now where there's a blood angel, I think, with a power sword. The light is shining on him. That's one of the best shots actually in the whole trailer.
Yeah.
This here is pretty good shot of this once again blood angel, I
Yes,
think.
it is. Richard is doing Blood Angels now. Yeah.
Yeah, so he looks menacing and awesome, and there's another scene where he is shooting with his bolters and the light, how it flashes onto his armor in this very
Yeah.
capsulated scene. It's great, the color moments are great, but then the armada, how that travels, how it looks, put into space. This Inquisitor woman, I think, or I don't know what she
He
looks
is
to be.
she is the captain of the Blood Angels strike cruiser Sword of Ball.
Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, she moves a bit like a plastic mannequin. So I mean, it doesn't feel very natural. All the way that I
And
will think that.
and this is why, and this is why, so we can do your classic Relic Studios games. The Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War 3 was actually pretty good. Those Banshee armors with the detail and everything was absolutely awesome. But when we take all these into consideration, especially knowing that GW is a hell of a business, so they have all the money that they need. And when we compare it to Riot Games, for example, what kind of animations, and with the new their new virtual K-pop band called KDA, what kind of animation quality they are putting out. Um, the fans just beat GW around the corner 3 times over, and this is what I find very, very hard to understand, that this big ass company is doing this while the fans, if you compare your resources, if you compare your resources, the fans just win every time.
Yeah. Well, maybe because the fans do not have a corporate body to go through and to convince, they just do.
And
Where
there you go.
Yeah, where every company is like, well, let's have this meeting and that meeting. And I mean, I worked in
Yeah.
certain companies that are in a different area, but it's all the same, all the way. It's always
Yeah.
like, okay, let's meet up and talk about this and that. And then they're coming up with the least intuitive, counterproductive like decision ever that everybody are like, what is happening there? Stupid. And that's every time. Every time.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
and
not
this
surprised.
is what happened with, this is what happened with Richard as well. He was doing a fantastic job with Helsreach, and he got financed. He got teams. He got a team from Games Workshop, but the limitations, you're not allowed to do what you want. Your creative decisions are taken out of your hand most of the time, and this is why on my Astartes teaser trailer video, everybody was spamming that, oh please never let GW touch your stuff, because the quality is going to drop.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, they have to get their butts out of their asses first and try to look at this as fans look at it.
But
Otherwise,
these companies are not making products for us; they are making products for their shareholders, and that's the biggest problem nowadays with today's entertainment system. But let's not go into that, because
yeah, we're
that's a
gonna
whole
be
that's a
hearing
whole other
about it.
segment. Yeah.
I just
So
hope
yeah.
that whatever creative freedom he has to be enough, at least for the story and the narrative, the animation, maybe actually the animation is what is out of his hands. Who knows? Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
in what department or in what area of the animation he has the most influence and say. So we don't know that. I don't think that we should speculate before seeing the movie. Just based on the
Um,
trailer, that's why I'm saying
has
judging by the
to.
trailer, this and
Yep.
that I see. But the product itself could be a lot better. Who knows?
And of course we have to get this before Christmas, because the trailer promised us that in 2020 Angels of Death is coming. And of course the animation reveal trailer with the, because it's not just the only animation that's coming out, Angels of Death, there are a lot of more in style, in topic. Lots of more animations are coming out from GW, like in an animatrix style rollout. So multiple designers, graphic designers, and animators are working now with GW. So Richard's Angels of Death is one of them, but there's going to be like many more.
Oh, I
Hopefully,
did see something like an anime style of animation.
yes, like the classic story of the Night Lords capturing that assassin, the shape-shifting assassin, which is not the Colexus, not the Eversor, but the other assassin, Ordo, which I will not be able to say right now what it is, but that's the Dominus Nox story. I think that's going to be portrayed in animation. There's going to be your Warhammer 40k Adventures Kids series.
What? It should be for
Yes,
kids. It should not be for
yes,
kids.
yes. That's also going to be
Yeah.
shown, and I don't know what else, but I'm really, really interested because Games Workshop needs to put something out there because right now they're not really on top on animation.
I would watch everything, but I prefer this style of animation. I mean, the computer CGI type of animation. I'm
Yeah,
just not a fan of the Japanese style, especially when it comes to something like Warhammer. I'll never imagine Warhammer being drawn in that style. I just can't. I just want this and that's it. But I'm gonna
yeah,
watch it, so I'm just gonna watch.
I agree.
Although I have to say, if you guys have seen Blood of Zeus, that's an amazing Netflix show, which is hand drawn, and it's a bit of the style of animation like the anime, but it's also different and it's like so awesome. I really want to learn how to do it because it's not that hard in terms of style, but at the same time, it's very effective. So it's amazing if you can watch it. Blood of Zeus. I would watch the
Okay.
style. Yeah. So, guys, that is it. I mean, we totally uh, purged this topic in a way. In both camps, there's not that much to dig into Games Workshop, so that's why this section of the topic is like the smallest because, well, yeah, Games
Yeah,
Workshop have to
they
work
need
on
to
that.
get their shit together and just put out some quality stuff, and that's it.
Yeah,
And we will talk about it.
because exactly we have hours to talk about the game, the fan things, but we are like done in 2 minutes about Games Workshop. Like, boop, that was it.
And that was it.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you how things stand at the moment and how things need to change.
Exactly.
Okay, so I hope that you enjoy this awesome collab, our second with Greg, and you can find his channel right down below, guys, into the description. Please follow him, support him the best that you can, and links to everything else as well. So have a great new week, sleep well, almost time for bed, and till
Yeah.
next time with me, Georgie Reviews, and of course, the greater kill team, Greg.
The Emperor protects.
Yes, the Emperor protects. Bye bye, guys.